Hey, this is Barry John. So I just got done doing a video talking about how things are gonna end with August with the video games that I'm working on right now. Talking about plans for ending the year with karaoke, open mic, home videos, and stuff, and getting into 2025 and things to expect. But now I want to talk about my journey of going through my list of ROM hacks that I have been playing. Um, I've kind of gone through them all. I think at least four times, at least. I want to say at least three or four, and just want to talk about everything and whatnot. I want to talk about Mega Man a little bit as well, and why once and for all, just putting it out there, why I don't want to do a walkthrough of the Mega Man ROM hacks and why it's a little bit impossible and stuff. And I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. And I'm just trying to um, lay down as I talk about this one because I'm just a little sore. Um, let's just talk about the ROM hacks altogether. I do feel that when I first got into this, I thought this was going to be impossible to do. Like, it was just really, really, really hard, and I wouldn't get anything accomplished with it. Um, and we had our strides. The second time I went through the games and whatnot, we did get progress being made. Like, we were getting somewhere. Like, we were getting things accomplished. And the third time around, same thing. Things were getting done. We were getting things accomplished. Even when it came to the Mega Man game, and this is what happened with this. I did my homework, went on online to look at walkthroughs and whatnot. It didn't get any better. I did not get any help looking at the walkthroughs whatsoever, and I'm going to explain it in a bit. But I want to talk about the Mario stuff first. Um, I think with the Mario games, I think it's kind of going to be the same thing as playing Mega Man a little bit, but at least you have items if you have an issue getting from one obstacle to the other one a little bit. With Mario, you do not. There's a learning curve, and it's really hard to do Mario games versus Mega Man games and stuff. And the reason is without items, you're if you have a moment where that you can't make a jump and stuff because you just press A and you move it a little forward, or you try to get a run jump, if you make a mistake, there is no other way of trying to get around it. You're either going to make the jump or you're not going to make the jump. There's just really no, like, okay, well, maybe we just need to use this item or that item or whatever. No, it is you fuck up, you fucked up. There's just no other way around it and stuff like that. And maybe you're just going to have to just sit there and look at the game and just be like, my God, I've tried this jump about a trillion times. I tried to run jump, I tried to regular jump, I tried this, I tried that, and it just isn't going to work. You can sit there and even look at the walkthroughs, and they're just, for some odd reason, just really good at jumping or something. I don't know. And can make through these obstacles no problem. And you just got to face the fact that you're just not that person. But I think I could have more potential of trying to do a walkthrough if I play the game once, say that I'm like, okay, I think I can do this, and then you can actually play it, achieve it, be done with it, kind of thing. Um, Mega Man is a little bit of a different story, and the only way that I can describe it is kind of making a recipe type thing. And let's just get into baking and stuff like that, because baking is pretty much kind of a same process thing and stuff, but I think you can also do a few things a little bit differently and whatnot, and you could still get the same results. And then we're going to talk about what these people who do ROM hacks do, which is just, I'm just going to say it, it's just messed up. But the only way I can compare it is to Mega Man 2 as well. So we got to kind of compare with baking. We're going to use Mega Man 2 as something to compare this to and whatnot, and just bear with me because it's a lot of messed up. So be ready to ride this roller coaster with me on this, and I think we're going to get through this. And then you're going to understand why I do not want to do Mega Man ROM hack videos as much as I really want to. When you play the original Mega Man 2 game, and I just posted those videos up recently, there is kind of a pattern when it comes to playing Mega Man 2. The first thing you want to do is you want to get Metal Man. That's very obvious because he's got a good weapon, doesn't take much energy, and it can actually do a lot of damage when you want it to. Then you want to take on Flashman because Flashman is needed to take out Quickman. And you don't use them to take out Quickman, you use it to get to Quickman. And you can still use other weapons to take him out. He'll be easy to take out, trust me, I have done it. Then you want to go find the area where you get the jet thing that hovers you over the lava in Heatman stage. So you got to beat that person, and I cannot remember off the top of my head who that guy is. But it's there, it's on my videos. Look it up. Take him out, and then you can take out Heatman. After you've taken out all those 5, you still have 3 bad guys left. You can take them out in any order after that. And you probably would be successful at it. It's not that hard to do. So basically, kind of how I would describe it is that it's like making a cake. How you make the cake, it has its steps, but the first step of making the cake, it matters to an extent. Or if you're doing cookies, it matters to an extent. But the main thing is they're going to always, if you ever look at a lot of recipes, they sit there and say, here's your ingredients, now pour these ingredients together, mix, and then you should be good to go. But whether you put the egg in first, or your flour, or the baking soda, or whatever you do, if it says to mix all the ingredients and stuff and combined everything, what order you put those ingredients in, as long as it gets mixed, it works. And then the next thing you got to do is you put the stuff out, whether it's on a baking sheet or if you're making cake, you're putting it in a cake pan, whatever, and then you put it in the oven for the amount of time that it needs to be in there. And then whatever you do after that, if you're making cake, you frost the cake, or if you're making cookies, let it cool off, then you eat it. Pretty simple, right? That's what a lot of the people who actually do video game walkthroughs do when it comes to YouTube. They'll sit there and say, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. This, and this. And you got the game beat. And they're kind of making the cake the right way. Then there are the ROM hack people who do videos, and this is what I have noticed when they do this. One, there's no consistency whatsoever, and these people like to sit there and act like they're professionals. They are professionals, actually. And they'll sit there and say, have different ways of doing things, and they're just kind of like, I'm going to do this level, this level, this level, this level, this level, going against the grain, and be like, and because I'm a professional at it, it's easy for me, so it should be easy for you. And then another person will sit there, I'm sorry, I gotta move. And then there'll be another person doing a video walkthrough of doing the same video game ROM hack, and this person is like, I'm gonna go against the grain of what this person did, and I did it in this order, this order, this order, this order, and this order. And he's very good at this game and gets successful and gets this thing beat. As of right now, I'm actually following 5 people that are doing this right now. And usually when it comes to each video game ROM hack that I'm playing, about majority, let's just say, is on there. They do the walkthroughs and stuff, and it's the same people, and then there might be 2 people that are like, nah, I didn't play this one, I just don't care for it and stuff, and they kind of drop out of it and stuff. So, but it's usually about, 3, 4, or 5 at least, people that are doing this, give or take. And everyone just has a different way of doing it. But the problem with it is it's not consistent. Which I will admit, every level, when it comes to different ROM hacks, all the levels can be different and whatnot. And how you're supposed to do it is different, but it just seems like every person is doing something different, and it just sounds weird when they try to do the step-to-step on everything and whatnot, because they're not doing it the way that is easy or should be done. So if I was going to compare it to making a cake, this is how they would probably sit there and review it, so I can make some sense out of this for you guys. You'll sit there and have one dumb idiot that'll come on there, and he'll sit there and say, this is how we're going to make the cake. First, you're going to eat the cake. Then you're going to turn on your oven to bake the cake that you just ate that has not been made yet. Then, after you're done baking the cake that you have not made yet, you are going to put all the ingredients together and mix it. That is how we're going to make the cake. Second person will come up there and say, no, this is not how you do it. This is just stupid. This is the most idiotic thing I have ever heard. This is how you make the cake. First step, you put the cake in the oven. Then you eat the cake. Then you combine all the ingredients. That's how you make the cake. Third person will sit there and be like, no, both of you guys are wrong. First of all, you bake the cake. You were right on the first part, all right? But then you combine the ingredients, and then you eat the cake. And then somebody will get it right out of the 5 and sit there and say, no, you guys are all wrong as well. You combine the ingredients, then you put the cake in the oven, and then you eat the cake. And that person will get it right. So it's always just somebody is making it, their cake different, but the one that makes sense is the fourth person usually. But it's so hard to figure that out when you're watching the ROM hacks versus actually making the cake thing. Because when you're sitting there watching the ROM hacks, it's like your goals, you're trying to figure out which person's doing it right, and then you won't know unless you do trial and error. And you watch this video, you try this and see if it works for you, and it doesn't. And then you sit there like, well, now let's try this person's idea and stuff like that, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, when it all comes right down to it, you're just more probably, I think, better off um, doing your own trial and error and figuring out how to get everything done and just kind of make your own mess ups, make your own mistakes and stuff, because in the end, trying to figure out who's in the right and the wrong in all of this, it's just really, 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 really hard. And to the point of basically it's kind of nearly impossible to figure it out. So I think it's just better that you just make your own rules, play by your own rules, and just kind of go with it. But that's the reason why I am not going to do a walkthrough, because I don't know how I'm going to beat these games. It's going to be trial and error, but I don't want to sit there and make about 100 videos on one game where I messed up how many times to get it right. And it's like, okay, well, now we got one weapon. Now who do we beat? And then you keep on doing the same thing over and over again. I could seriously make 100 videos on that, and it would just be the most boring video that you could ever see when it comes to these series, because it's like, it's just stupid. And nothing would get accomplished and stuff. It's just a waste of time. That could be used for other things. When they do the original walkthroughs, they are very consistent of like, this is what you're supposed to do, and everybody across the board is usually, for the majority of the time, on a right path and whatnot, and getting the idea of what needs to be done in what order pretty consistent. But they don't do that in ROM hacks and stuff. And that's probably the reason why there's only like about 4 or 5 people that are sitting here doing ROM hacks, because they're either way too hard or they don't want to do it because it's they don't want to get in trouble or get shut down on their YouTube channel or whatever the case may be. But it's just like, yeah, there's only a few people that are doing it. And so when I sit there and watch these videos, it's like I sit there and I watch everything, try to take notes, and I'm no better off than I was when I actually started. So that's the reason why I just don't want to do it. This is easier for me. I'm doing the original stuff. ROM hacks, not so much. But if I do Mario games, it's going to be something that I'm going to play, say I've beaten once, and maybe I'll do it one more time for you guys. I would have a lot of enjoyment with it, and I think I would get somewhere. But I think there's just going to be so much luck and a forever line curve of playing Mega Man games. It's going to take way too long to try to beat all the ROM hacks and stuff. And I just kind of would rather do the trial and error and stuff, not videotape the stuff, than sit there and humiliate myself online. It's not worth it. I'd just rather talk about it and just blog about it than anything else. Yeah, we're getting through games slowly but surely. That's it. And I just don't have anything more to say on it, is that we're just doing slowly but surely. And I can't wait to, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I can't wait to see that light at the end of the tunnel where it's like, I think we beat everything. We are beating games anyways, too. That's another thing. I don't want people to sit there and like, well, are you beating anything? Well, I think I've beaten about 5 or 6 ROM hacks right now. And I thought that was a miracle in itself right there. Just like, hey, 5, 6, 7 games have been beaten so far. I'm not counting. I'm just, because somewhere down the line of things, I'm going to stop. But that's kind of where we're at. It's not like we've done a shit ton load of stuff, but we've been there. So So with that being said, that is basically all I have to talk about. So, video game wise, ROM hacks and stuff. So, I'm going to try to get one walkthrough in before we get done for the day, and can't wait to finish this one world up, and hopefully we're going to beat the game tomorrow or Sunday. So I'm committed to this. So, all right, bye bye.